the internet. I want to pay more money for the internet. We'll see how it goes. Yes, peoples. We're outside. We're outdoors. We're going to talk boxing. Last night's fights. And we're also going to talk about Boxing Librarian rolling up on my video finally. See my response. Talking about he wants to have a hangout session with me. And he going to prove his point, which he cannot prove, but he's going to try. What I expect him to do is try to go into parts of history. This is what he tries to do. He's going to try and go into parts of history and show that I don't know what I'm talking about, historically speaking. So that's what he's going to try to do. But I'm not going to let him shirk away from the actual points. I'm not going to let him deviate and obfuscate. So he doesn't know his ass is in trouble almost immediately. Besides him, hopefully Tommy Temper will be watching this video so that maybe we can do the hangout with Tommy Temper, or I can do it on my hangout. I'm not going to do it on his hangout. I'm going to tell you why. One, people go on their hangouts, they can do whatever they want. You got a neutral person. They can't just mute you. They can't just try and stop you from making points. So I'm not going to go on his hangout, obviously. Because he could just mute me or whatever he wants and just ramble. We ain't gonna fuck around. Ain't nobody fucking me and doing me over like that. So, just so he knows, we're gonna be arguing one issue and one issue only. And the issue is, can the PBC stop including the WBO as a world championship title in their series? That was the issue. Use whatever the fuck they want to do. Which reminds me of something else I was talking to Get This Smoke about. And that is, we were talking about the franchise champion with the WBC. I was just watching that Lou DiBella, Bob Arum, and shit, I don't know why I forgot his name. And they were saying that the WBC franchise champion, he ain't got to fight nobody. He's like the super champion, like I was explaining to Get the Smoke. He's like the super champion. And so what happens is that he's exempted. He's the real champion is the franchise champion. I told Get the Smoke that, and that's what Lou DiBella was saying. Eddie Hearn was saying the same thing, and Bob Arum. So what's happening with Lomachenko, for example, and Devin Haney? Devin Haney's fighting for the interim championship to face Lomachenko. Let's say Lomachenko beats, which more than likely might happen, Luke Campbell. He will become the franchise champion. And because of that, he will, because he defended his title so many times, I think, be exempted from facing Devin Haney. If you don't want to face Devin Haney, you don't have to. Devin Haney will become the regular champion. The regular champion won't have the status as the super champion. That is, he cannot unify. Okay, it's not the super champion that can't unify. It's the regular champion that can't unify. So like Jamal Charlo, for example, he can't really unify with another world champion. All right, and it's the same thing with the WBA. There's something called the super champion and the regular champion. The regular champion cannot unify. So they're doing this fuckery here. I don't really like the WBC sort of appeasing their key superstars. I don't like it. And kudos to Keith Thurman, because he became a super champion and he faced the regular champion, which was Manny Pacquiao, which was really brilliant. And put his title on the line. He lost his title, but you got to give him a lot of props for that. You know what I mean? So that's what a franchise champion is. I was listening to Lou DiBella and Eddie Hearn as they were speaking with Bob Arum, and it makes so much sense because, to me, they need to dispose of all these minor title belts now, and just have a guy as a contender in the given organization going up to face whoever he has to face. We was talking, me and Get This Smoke yesterday, about a very interesting point. When somebody becomes an undisputed world champion, now for them to keep all those belts and to stay undisputed, I think that the problem with it is they have to defend all those different belts. So if you got 4 belts you got to defend, it's different to the champions of yesteryear, but they just had one belt to defend, and they had the contenders lined up in a particular order. So it's always going to be complicated to stay undisputed or to defend and be undisputed. It's going to be hard. And the sad thing about it is, you know, even if they strip you of one of the belts, you still should be called undisputed because you're the dude who basically, you're the dude that won all the titles and beat all the top guys to consolidate. So you still are undisputed if you think about it. But unfortunately, it's still considered as you're not undisputed anymore because you were stripped, which I find bullshit. Like Tyson Fury, he was unified champion. It didn't change because they stripped him of a belt. They wasn't unified with the three sanctioning bodies. You know what I'm saying? And it's like one of those things which I personally don't like, but it is what it is. You know, what do you do? It is what it is. Shout out to those of you who are in the chat section, those of you who are watching. Don't forget to smash that like button. Keeping it moving because I'm on the move right now. I should have drank more water, but my back's itching. It's hot out here anyway. So that's what I wanted to talk about before I get into the actual fights. We're going to talk about the actual fights. We had an upset yesterday. Ramirez knocked Maurice Hooker the fuck out. And, you know, I had picked Maurice Hooker to win. But on retrospect, when I saw him fighting in the actual fight, I realized that Ramirez really came to win, and he was solid, strong, solid. He was ready to fight. You know, he looked the sharper of the two even. And Hooker did his thing, but you know, he got dropped early in the fight, and you know he was trying to come back, but that wasn't even going to happen. You know, but he boxed okay though. He boxed all right. Hey, get the smoke. What's up, man? Ramirez wasn't much of an upset. Well, yeah, he was a world champion and all that, and the fight was 50-50. I agree with that, but still, you know, we picked Hooker to win, so it's an upset when he don't win. You know what I mean? Because we picked him. You know what I mean? That's why I said it's an upset, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I mean, Ramirez looked the stronger of the two. He looked the sharper of the two. He did what he needed to do to win. He had good boxing skills, solid fundamentals, worked the body just really nicely, came up to the head really nicely. I mean, the fight wasn't really 50-50. Hooker tried to fight his, you know, he fought his heart out, but he won a 50-50 fight, you know. Ramirez was the superior boxer in the two of them. Solid, really solid boxer. And he proved it by stopping Maurice Hooker. So here's what it is. It was a competitive fight for a bit, to be honest. It was competitive for a bit, but still, I mean, he stopped Hooker, man. It is what it is. I'm gonna make some more movements. I was going that way. I don't know why I turned around and came back this way, but I'm gonna head back again the other way. And my arms hurt me. I'm gonna go on the swings and shit, and it was raining. I'm gonna go on the swings and shit. This place is still hot, man. It's hot like fire. Hey people, so get this smoke, man. Always good talking with you. You make so much sense many of the time. You know, I know you sometimes favor Deontay Wilder in certain discussions. I'm not gonna say you're a fanboy at all, because you do make sense when you talk. But I would say this, that that one fight I think is the only fight I think I got wrong. All the rest were feature fights. So Gervonta fucking Davis, man. I'll say this: the guy was supposed to get knocked out, so that was a given. But the thing that was interesting was how he knocked that motherfucker out. He hit him a combination. The dude was out on his feet with that combination. It was nasty, and so savage, and so fast, and so crisp. You know, when he started walking that kid down in the second round, because he realized that the body shot in the first round did damage, and he started walking him down. You know, and he's a roll guard, kind of like Canelo. Floyd uses a two guard. He used a roving guard. And that shit was crazy, man. Hey, talk about Adrian Broner. I told y'all Adrian Broner is a clown. He be clowning us as fans. He was like, you know, he hit him with the overhand right. Them boys, boy. Them boys is clowns. You see, Paulie was trying to say, says my boy getting the smoke, that the stoppage was too early. Fuck no. Fuck no. He was gonna brain damage that brother a little bit more. No, that was perfect. That was perfect. He was hitting him like a pinata. He was hitting him like a rag doll to the head. That was some serious power. And from what I heard, so all I heard when they were interviewing one of the trainers for Tank, they said that he knocked out 2 heavyweights. All right. And you know why I believe that? And I'm not saying they were good heavyweights or trained heavyweights, but they were, you know why I think I believe that? I believe that because when Tank hit the punching machine, he punched with more power than Deontay Wilder did with his left hand. I think Tank pulled up a number like 950 something, and Deontay Wilder was only doing 880 something. You know, Leo Santa Cruz can punch like a fucking mule as well. Leo Santa Cruz punches very, very hard. Danny Garcia hits hard too. Them boys be hitting like 950, 940, 930 on the punching machine. Higher than anybody else. Higher than Errol Spence. You know, higher than, what's his name? Peter Quillen. You know, they punching harder than them dudes. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know if it's the action in which they punch or just, because a lot of people don't understand. It's not weight class that determines punching power. All right? When you move up in weight class, your punching power will increase with you know. But these guys can punch, and punching is different to strength, but Tank is very strong. You can tell he's very strong. And the thing about Tank, if you guys have ever watched Tank in the amateurs and in the pros, Tank got mad skills. Like, no, seriously, no. You know, there's some boxer punchers, and, you know, they good. Like, Thomas Hearns was a great boxer puncher. But, you know, his thing was the 1-2. No, fucking Tank got mad skills. He could box off his back foot like nobody's business. Like, you know, he got real quick feet. People say he flat-footed. He got real fucking quick feet. If anybody ever watched Tank box in the amateurs, he'd be moving and throwing combinations going backwards with his feet just skipping around, and he'd be moving around a fighter. Like, I mean, Tank is something, man. He's something. And then he got that mean streak. He mean mug you, and he got that mean streak in him. I mean, but we'll see. You know, his highest level of competition so far has been the Puerto Rican dude, Pedraza. So hopefully he faces either Gamboa or Tevin Farmer next. And that would definitely, he wants Tevin Farmer. I listened to Tevin Farmer's interview, and Tevin Farmer talking like he ain't want that smoke at all. You know, he talking like, you know, we tried to do this and it was just talk and blow. I'm like, Ninja, do you want to face this guy or not? You know what I'm saying? And he talking about Jojo Diaz. That's what he talking about. So you can see Tevin Farmer not really interested in facing Tank right now. His more realistic opponent is Jojo Diaz. He ain't want nothing to do with Tank right now. And I feel that fight not going to happen next. I think the fight that's going to happen next, even though Tank won him, is going to be Jojo Diaz for Tevin Farmer. I think Urarcus Gamboa going to be the fight for Tank. Because it takes two to make that fight happen. And apparently Tevin Farmer got something on his plate. So all that talk Tevin Farmer was talking about, he ain't want nothing to do with Tank. And Tank said that. He even said, you know, I don't know if he really want this, or if it's a payday or something he want. You know, he be talking like he wanted, but his actions don't show that he wanted. And it seems as though Tevin Farmer don't want that. He want nothing to do with Tank. You know what I'm saying? And Tevin Farmer got messed up hands, but that motherfucker got his win, boy. He got his win, and he went 12 rounds, which is good. So kudos to him. He was not as impressive as Tank, but he did fight a guy with 41 fights, 1 loss, and 1 draw. So 43 fights. So he had, I think, maybe a different level of opposition than what Tank had. Even though Tank fought a fighter who had 2 losses, I think he had, 17 wins or something like that, by 16 by knockout, something like that. Dude had some knockout power from Panama. The good fighters from, it was a solid guy from Panama, but just, the guy could box a bit, and he could throw some heat, but Tank wasn't there to get the heat thrown. So that's why that fight ended so quickly, you know. But it is what it is. So yeah, man, it was a lot of featured events. I wouldn't say that Tank fought some top tier guy or nothing like that. I was just looking at how he looked. But ain't really nothing. This business is usually did what he's supposed to do. Tevin Farmer did what he's supposed to do. Your game boy looked really good against Rocky Martinez, and he stopped him with a overhand right. He got caught with overhand right a couple times, dropped his ass, and that was that. So Gamboa looked good too. So seeing Gamboa versus say Tank, which he was when they undercard each other, I think that's a good ass fight. We were talking about that. It's either Gamboa or Farmer, or any one of those three. But it looks like it will be Gamboa. Looks like it could be Gamboa this rounds. So I'm gonna go do a little training on these swings. So what I do basically is I just jump on the top of the swing there and I start pulling my body up. That's how I do my crunches, my abs, everything. I pull myself up. Let me show you guys demonstrate. Let's see if I can get this to see if I can get you guys to see the swing right there. We can talk away. I can't see shit. If you like what you see, please smash that like button. Smash that like button. Sorry about the F word. Yeah, get this smoke. Nunez's head went flying over the ropes, and then he started bashing that head to left to right, and I said, fuck no. This guy ain't gonna die in this ring. And 2 people that same week died from Baltimore. And somebody separately died in another area. Boxing's very violent, man. People be dying in the ring all the time. Jackson the hopeful. Devontae Davis might kill Tevin Farmer. He might. Tevin Farmer got some decent defense, but I think Javante just a totally different, because he get them angles on you. You know what I'm saying? Me and Get the Smoke believe he would stop Lomachenko in 8 to 9 rounds. He would stop him. Yeah. Because Lomachenko can get touched. He gonna get touched. Just what it is. He's been touched a number of times. Pedraza touched him up. What's that Puerto Rico kid? Venezuelan kid, I mean. Forgot his name. He was world champion for a very long time. Whatever. He touched him up. He dropped him, actually. I think that this boy here, this British boy that he gonna face, he gonna touch him too. Everybody gonna touch Lomachenko. Linares, that's right. Linares, yeah. Linares touched him. And they all touching him with the lead right. And Javante Davis, and I think Davis gonna get him to the body. And Davis is quick. He ain't no fucking Gary Russell Jr. No disrespect to Gary Russell Jr., but he kind of one-dimensional. Javante cut them interesting angles, and he got some pivot work like shit, and his head movement is crazy. I mean, he's sharp like a fucking tattoo. So I would see Javante putting some work on that, brother. Anyway, let me show you guys what I do. Let me see if I can get the swing here. Y'all can see the swing? Y'all see the swing right there? Let's turn the landscape. Alright, you seeing the swing right there? I'm going to show you what I do. Because your average is everything in boxing. Your average is everything. I also do shadow boxing. I don't know. You guys probably can. Alright. Okay. So, first you do a basic pull-up. I only do 5. Now you could do the you're gonna do the pull in like this. I do 5. Then you can do a crunch. Right? I stop. I wish to continue. I got 3 more. some of the stuff I do. Not young like a spring chicken like them other guys. Then I do it on the invert. So I come this way and I pull up this way on the invert. I'm gonna do the exercise for real later. Oh shit. And then once you work your back, front, core, and your squats. Alright, I don't know if you guys can see me. You do them squats. Get good form. Work your feet. Because in boxing, what the fuck? Rotate device. I'm not quite sure what the fuck just happened. Did you guys see that? I don't remember if you guys saw what happened. But yeah. Right? So you work your core body. Work your core body. And shit like that. Yup. That's what you guys say. I don't even know if this fucking thing's flowing. Hey, is my feed working? I don't know, my fucking feed is working. Rotate device. I don't know what the fuck just happened. Anyways, man. Yeah, so. Anywho, I just was demonstrating what I do. And then I would love to show you guys what I do in terms of boxing. How I run drills, and I also shadow box a little bit because I don't really have punching bags and shit like that, which I should really have. But we're working slowly to get where we need to go. My lips is dry. Yeah. So yeah, Yurkus Gamble, he looked good. So I'm guessing that Gervonta Davis, he gonna face one of those two next. Either Gamboa, he's shooting for Tevin Farmer, but if he don't get Tevin Farmer, he'll go for Gamboa. Yeah. With respect to the other guys, we talked about on the Tevin Farmer card, Ramirez versus Hooker. Well, obviously Hooker got stopped. Ramirez looked good. Kudos to Ramirez on that. On the Davis card, on the undercard of it, there was this young fighter from the Mayweather boxing gym, Southpaw. He won his fight. You guys know who I'm talking about. It was a good ass fight, and he won his fight. And kudos to him on that. You know what I'm saying? Forgot what his name is. He's from Texas as well. I can't remember his name. He'll come to me. Right? I'm not too sure if Ronald Gavril won his fight. So out of my predictions, I got most of my predictions correct. But in terms of one of the main events, I got it wrong. Hooker didn't win. Also, they had an interview with Terrence Crawford on the Zone, which was pretty cool, where they asked Terrence how he feel about these other guys not recognizing you as a world champ. And he said he felt it was a bit disrespectful. But he says, the WBC could do what they want to do. But he said, he still wants to face those guys. And he said the best facing the best. And he said, with or without the title, he still want to face those guys. So whether they acknowledge his title or not, he want to face them. And that's the same thing I've been saying. Terrence Crawford is pound for pound one of the, at least according to ESPN and Ring, one of the top guys out there. So regardless if he had a WBO title or not, whether people recognize it or not, he's somebody that I could see one of those guys over there facing, especially Errol Spence. Now, Errol Spence said also about Danny Garcia. That Danny Garcia, he not a world champion right now, but he one of the best, so he would want to face him. Remember, it's about the best facing the best. I didn't say the best of all best, as in the number one guy facing the number one guy. Sometimes that can't happen, but if you're in the top 10, you know what I'm saying, or in the top 15, best facing the best, you know what I'm saying? Not in terms of commission, but in terms of all around in the welterweight division. You want to see the best face the best. I mean, who doesn't want it? So that's what I got to say about that. You know what's the other thing about it is that it was good to see Terrence Crawford on the zone, you know, talking on the zone. And, you know, he was saying that, you know, because they have different organizations doesn't mean the fights can't happen. He was talking about Ramirez versus Hooker. And while he backed Hooker to win, you know, Ramirez was his stablemate as well. So he was talking about it like that. And I got to say, you know, Ramirez was the guy that came for this fight. And I remember that Mikey Garcia saying that, you know, Ramirez is ready for this fight. He really is ready, and he really was ready. You know, you can't discredit Robert Garcia. Robert Garcia knows what they're doing when they do what they're doing. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? They got him ready, and Ramirez did what he do. You know, so we got a lot of stoppages last night, and that was kind of good. I think the best stoppage obviously would have been Ramirez versus Hooker, where Ramirez fought a world champion and stopped his ass. You know, the other best one I think would have been Yorkis Gamboa versus Rocky Martinez, because Rocky Martinez was a former world champion, Gamboa was a former world champion. You know, something we was talking about, Get the Smoke and myself yesterday, is you don't have to be a world champion to be the best in the division. I think people know that right now. Sometimes the best guys are not the world champions. But, and the way how the WBC and WBA are doing things, it looks like the best, that they're almost protecting the world champions who have some kind of history or money with them. And I don't like that. I don't like this fucking franchise championship that WBC is putting out and the super champion that the WBA is putting out. But like I told Get the Smoke, that's the real champion. So he was telling me how Canelo abdicated his position, and it wouldn't be a unification with Demetrius Andrew, and that's far from the truth. That's counterintuitive. The regular champion ain't the real champion, but he was the interim, and the franchise champion is the real champion. That's the real champion. That's why Floyd as super champion, WBA super champion, Pacquiao now is WBA super champion. That's why Pacquiao will be facing the winner, Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. And no, we don't have no regular champion in the WBA because Pacquiao consolidated the championships, which is great. Now the WC started fucking up, and they started to give us franchise champions. I'm like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? You know, they're messing it up as far as I'm concerned, because I don't like that. I would prefer if the WBC does away with that fucking franchise championship stuff. If the guys are mandatory, give them step aside money and unify. Unifications are greater than defending your title, in my opinion, unless of course you haven't defended your title yet and you're disagreeing. In which case it is greater still, because it just shows you're at another level. But you got to defend your title first before you could unify. If you've never defended your title at all as a world champion, not talking about in a given sanctioning body. Let's say, for instance, I cut the IBF belt, right? IBF, because that's like another defense. You know what I'm saying? It's a unification but defense. You know, so at the same, so we're not talking about people to try and misquote me, because I realize people misquote me. I'm not trying to talk about it being like somebody who already defended their title in some particular sanctioning body and they're proven champion. I'm talking about where you're unified because you already defended your championships already. You're a proven champion. So the next level is unification, you know, and that's what I was trying to explain to Get the Smoke. Andy Ruiz, he didn't defend no fucking title. He got 3 titles. All in one swoop. He's not like he got them one by one, like Anthony Joshua did. And so he need to defend that. And best person to defend against Anthony Joshua, because that was the former world champion. So go defend your title against Anthony Joshua. Get a lot of props if you beat him again. And then you can go out there and unify, so we can get an undisputed champion. But like I was trying to explain to Get the Smoke, I don't just want unification for unification's sake. I don't just want a proven champion to face a titleist. You know, because people can say that, yeah, he won that, but you know, like they're doing with Terrence Crawford. Oh yeah, he won against Victor Postol, but Victor Postol wasn't really a true champion. He was just a titleist. They can tell you that, and they say, "Oh, what good was that? What good was that undisputed title?" He only faced, he faced one guy that defended his title. It was an African dude, but he had fundamental flaws in his boxing skill, and they can just go on and on and on the person who has become undisputed, because undisputed is an achievement, because to get all them 3 belts together in this political environment and stuff is very hard, and then to defend that shit is even harder. Without being stripped is very hard. So, there is a plus to that. But to tell me the level of opposition you faced, then that's always going to be the issue. The level of opposition you faced was good enough for those titleship shots, or, their bona fide titleship shots. Terrence Crawford, he faced the best that he could get, but, it ain't like Canelo right now. Canelo fought dudes with history. Danny Jacobs. That's a name. GGG, that's a name. Miguel Cotto, that's a name. You know what I'm saying? Demetrius Andrade, that's a name in boxing. That would be 4 names in boxing. He's not no emerging guy. It's not no new guy who's trying to make a reputation. No, these guys made a reputation for themselves. So if he becomes undisputed, and I tell you again, he should face Demetrius Andrade next. If he becomes undisputed world champion facing Demetrius Andrade next, fuck Derevyanchenko. I've been saying it over and over, and almost every single point that Get the Smoke tried to give me, I countered it very easily, because I'm showing him in terms of money and subscriptions, it's Canelo first of all. Then you're telling me he's going to be fighting for the undisputed championship, which you were saying he wouldn't be fighting for, but he's actually would be fighting for. Okay, you was wrong about your facts. And so he'd be undisputed. So it's an undisputed title right there. That's subscription based right there. You can sell that shit right there. You don't need to sell nothing else. He faced Billy Joe Saunders, it's not gonna be as big. He faced Callum Smith, it's not gonna be as big. He faced Derevyanchenko, fuck no, it's not gonna be as big. All right, so that's what he need to go do. Fuck this Derevyanchenko bullshit and face Demetrius Andrade. Dude is in Matchroom. The dude is right there in front of you. Face that motherfucker. What are you afraid of, losing? And somebody gonna be undisputed anyway. So let's get it going. Let's get it popping. Everything in boxing is risk versus reward, and he need to face Demetrius Andrade. And you know what is the funny thing? Get the Smoke was trying to argue with me that Demetrius Andrade ain't ready for Canelo, and he ain't done enough to face Canelo. I don't want to hear that shit. All right. What did Rocky Fielding do to face Canelo? How did he deserve to face Canelo? Okay. How fucking Derevyanchenko deserved to face Canelo? Because he's territory. Who the fuck did Derevyanchenko face? Danny Jacobs? That's it? That's all? Because if all you got is Danny Jacobs, all right, and that was because they was fighting for a vacant title, then you ain't got much. Then again, nobody knows Derevyanchenko. You talking about Demetrius Andrade face nobody. Nobody knows Derevyanchenko. Nobody. Ain't nobody know Derevyanchenko. Right? He's a great fighter, but he ain't well known. And his skill and his talk. And besides that, to promote this fight gonna be easy, because Demetrius Andrade gonna run his mouth. So the pre-fight, Derevyanchenko don't run his mouth. Derevyanchenko don't say shit. Right? So what Golden Boy should have been doing, and should be doing all now, is trying to pay off Derevyanchenko and get that Demetrius Andrade fight. That's what the fuck they supposed to be doing, because that's the fight that should be. And again, when people are ducking and dodging a guy when they're not even mentioning his name, and they not mentioning Demetrius Andrade's name. All right, and I don't want to hear that the WBO title ain't a real title, because that's what Boxing Librarian was arguing all the time. All right, all I said was that PBC doesn't recognize it. All right, notice my words. PBC don't recognize it. But guess what? The Zone does, because Maurice Hooker was the WBO champion, and they had a unification. So the Zone recognizes it. So don't even come there trying to talk that shit with me, because it's wrong. So all I'm saying is that they said, right, that Canelo said it too. He wanted to be undisputed middleweight champion of the world. This is a big fight. This Zone should have been pushing since after Canelo beat Jacobs. They should have been pushing this shit. They trying to push Canelo versus GGG, which is shit. That's the stupidest thing you could ever do, because they look at the pay-per-view numbers for HBO. They feel that can't miss. But the truth be told, they fucking up because that's supposed to be for next year. That should have been for Cinco de Mayo on that Mexican holiday. That's where they should be pushing for Cinco de Mayo, and they should have been pushing this Demetrius Andrade fight for now. They should have been pushing that thing hard, but they're not trying to, because something tell me Canelo don't want to face Demetrius Andrade. That's the only reason. There's no other reason in the world you can give me for why these guys are not mentioning his name. It has to be. They in the same company. It's not. Terrence Crawford's across the pond. He with Top Rank. He with Bob Arum. And still Aaron Spence mentions his name. Right? Aaron Spence been mentioning his name. You know, even though PBC's talking about it, just own the WO, Aaron Spence be mentioning his name. Aaron Spence has been consistent mentioning Terrence Crawford's name. And he explained to you guys how it would go down. And still, at the end of that, you stupid ass fans been saying that, oh, he should face Terrence Crawford next. Even though you know it makes perfect sense for him to clean out the division and the PBC end and then face Terrence Crawford. Y'all know this. Y'all decided to go on the asinine argument of, oh, he don't want to face Terrence. Blah, 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 blah. It's stupid. He's like, yeah, man, I want to face Terrence. I want to whoop his ass. Okay? And he a good fighter. He keep Terrence's name in his mouth and he keeping it alive. Okay? But when it comes to Canelo not even mentioning Demetrius Andrade's name, I think only once Eric, whatever his name is, Eric, whatever, mentioned Terrence Crawford. He might be in the list. And after that, not Terrence Crawford, sorry, Demetrius Andrade, Matchroom, Eddie Hearn. Oh yeah, Demetrius Andrade. Oh yeah, why the fuck are you not mentioning Demetrius Andrade? What is up with y'all guys? What is the conspiracy? And you can see Demetrius Andrade's kind of angry. You know, he kind of angry because it's like, this motherfucker don't want to face me. Period. We don't hear Jamal Charlo's name. In fact, motherfucker been promoted to franchise champion so he wouldn't face Jamal Charlo. And then we don't hear Demetrius Andrade's name at all. Not at all. And I find that it's criminal, in my opinion. And I'm just mentioning it because I'm a boxing fan. And guess what the fans want? The two fights the fans want. That's my life. I just looked at the last update on my poll, and that's what they want. So this motherfucker be ducking and dodging. That's what he doing right now. He ducking and dodging. That's straight talk. Straight talk. And they be like, well, what Demetrius Andrade did, he's the fucking world champion right now. Okay? Unless you with PBC. Then he's not. Okay? Which one you want? Which one you want? Huh? Which one you want? I gotta ask you, some of you clowns out there. Which is it? Is it that he's not a WBO champion because you with PBC? If that's the case, then stop fucking talking about the PBC can't get rid of the WBO. Okay? Because I don't want to hear no fucking excuses. Or it is that you recognize the WBO and Canelo ducking his ass. Because that's a straight up duck right now. Oh, he got mandatory with Darren Tank. Fuck out of here. Many boxers have mandatories and they don't face them. They just pay them off and they go for unification. Unification trumps having a mandatory. Okay? Why? Because he's already an established world champion. He ain't gonna prove shit by facing Derevyanchenko. And y'all know this. Derevyanchenko's not a better fighter than Demetrius Andrade. Okay? We all know this. He's an inside fighter. What Canelo do? Inside fight. So we don't need to see that fucking fight. Okay? Like I said before, I'm gonna keep on exposing this shit. We don't need to see the fights that Canelo is trying to push. We all know what fights we want to see. Okay? Y'all could say, you could argue a case that Jamal Charlo ain't ready for Canelo because the way how he fought up with his opponents, you know, Ryan Adams, etc. I make a better case for him, but y'all been praising the fuck out of Demetrius Andrade for the fight he had with Solanke, and y'all saying Solanke wasn't even in his class. Okay, then bring on Canelo. Canelo's on his class. No, Canelo's a big step up. Fuck out of here. He wants Canelo. Fuck out of here. Right? Y'all was talking about Mikey Garcia beating Aaron Spence. Shut the fuck up, man, peoples. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. That's the fight you want to see. Not the fight I want to see. It's the fight the fans want to see. You want me to do another poll? I'll put Charlo's name in there too. Because get this smoke. He's trying to obfuscate shit. And I don't like that. Talking about, hey, you need to face Jamal Charlo. And you know the fuck well Brian Adams gave Jamal Charlo the work. You know that the fuck well. Yeah, he was a mandatory for Canelo. And he should get his shot. Okay? He should get his shot, but he's not a fucking world champion. This is the fucking unification we're talking about. We're talking about undisputed world champion. Demetrius Andrews is in the position to get undisputed. You gonna skip that to face Jamal Charlo? Get the fuck out of here. Like, I don't understand the logic behind some of you fanboys. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that Get the Smoke is a fanboy, by the way. I'm talking generally, okay? I'm not saying that at all. All right? But I can't understand some of you fanboys. You 1 minute, you arguing one set of cases, and then you just 180, and you go and argue the opposite end of the same fucking argument that you just now was arguing for. That's the problem I have with you guys. You're not consistent. All right? I'm not gonna bullshit you guys. You know that already. I'm not gonna bullshit you guys. I don't care about the color of a person's skin. I don't care if I like a fighter or not. You know, principle is principle. That's it. All right? There is no reason why Canelo should not face Demetrius Andrade. And y'all have no excuse, and y'all know this. Y'all know this. Don't make no excuses for Canelo. Talking about he need to face Jamal Charlo. And then Get the Smoke was telling me this, and I found it funny. Get the Smoke was saying, well, you didn't put Jamal Charlo in your polls. First of all, I did 3 separate polls. The first one was the list of people that Golden Boy had talked about facing. All right, that was the first poll. The second poll was, who do you think Canelo should face? Because the polls kept on changing, and I had a limited amount of people I could put in my poll. I think it was about 5 or 6 people I could put in my poll. All right, I wanted to put Jamal Charlo in that second one, but I couldn't. It was in the third one that I said in the middleweight division. So that eliminated Billy Joe Saunders, Callum Smith, and Sergey Kovalev, as well as Jaime Munguia. In the middleweight division, who should Canelo face? All right, and so far it's neck and neck with Jamal Charlo and Demetrius Andrade, the last time I looked. And they both have huge weight. And why? Why do you think people would want to see that fight? That fight has history. Those guys were at the 154-pound division facing Canelo. Hey, if you're watching this video right now, don't forget to smash the like button. If you haven't smashed the like button, smash the like button, okay? I'm heading back in. Right? So that's the reason. So if you look at Demetrius Andrade or Jamal Charlo, those guys were world champions. Well, actually, Demetrius Andrade was a world champion longer than Jamal Charlo. Okay, he had a little hiatus thing, but he was a world champion longer than Jamal Charlo, and he won back his championship belt in 154 and went up to 160, and he won a championship belt again. All right. So at the end of the day, oh shit, the rain's coming down. At the end of the day, Demetrius Andrade has proven himself, okay, to be a world champion, a real world champion. All right. Jamal Charlo, he faced an old dude in Cornelius Bundridge to become the WBC champion. He had 1 or 2 fights with upcoming guys who were with a lot of promise. One of them is now the unified 154-pound champion in J-Rock. Okay. So he proved himself, and then at the middleweight division, he ain't really fought nobody at the middleweight division yet. But Demetrius Andrade, he faced Vanis Martirosyan. All right, so he proved himself. So I'm just saying that them two have a history. Now, Jamal Charlo became world champion after Canelo pretty much was out of the division. All right, but still, he was there with Canelo. Canelo could have faced him. All right. To Canelo's credit, he did face a much more experienced, skilled fighter than Erislandy Lara, who was better than all of them. But I'm just saying, again, in the middleweight division, same thing. He faced Gennady Golovkin, he faced Danny Jacobs. Again, more experienced, having a longer history than both of them. So I understand that. But now you said, Canelo said something, and that's why I'm following up on him. He said, by the end of the year, I'm going to be undisputed world champion. Guess what? You are on the verge of being that by simply facing Demetrius Andrade, who I argue, again, is not one as experienced in the middleweight division as Jamal Charlo, as Danny Jacobs. Yeah, excuse the dogs. As Danny Jacobs. And on top of that, I think he's also not. Um, he don't have a wide range of skills as Danny Jacobs. Getty Smoke was talking about he's more skilled than that. I don't say he's more skilled. I say he's sharper. I don't think he has as diverse a range of skills as Danny Jacobs does. Danny Jacobs can do so many different things in that ring. I wouldn't say that he's as Danny Jacobs as sharp as Demetrius Andre, but Danny Jacobs can do a lot. Okay, I would love to see Danny Jacobs versus Demetrius Andre. Maybe that will happen sometime in the future. But if you are on my channel, please smash that like button if you like what you see. Don't just come on here and don't smash the like button, okay? Yeah, people, so that's basically what I got to say for today. What else did I have to say? I can't remember. Something else. Let me see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Adrian Broner, funny guy. Looks like he's going to face an Ivan Redkach. So look out for that. Redback. He's going to fight at 140. Apparently, Adrian Broner is talking about, the welterweight division. The welterweight's too big for him. He's saying, them are big dudes, man. Because Adrian Broner came up from 130. There's a super featherweight. He's talking about he can make 135 still. But he got big old pot belly. And he said, he kind of superseded himself by facing guys at the welterweight division. He said, them cats are real big dudes. He gave Manny Pacquiao mad props for his win against Keith Thurman, seeing that Pacquiao's not really a full-fledged welterweight like them dudes. So he gave him mad props. He was talking about also how the reason you can't go to Pacquiao's body is because he's continuously moving. I told you guys that. I told you that Pacquiao does this weird Aaron Pryor kind of thing where when you're up against the ropes, he's kind of like moving like a bobbing doll. He kind of like a bobbing head doll. He just be moving. His whole body be continuously moving when he ride them punches. He moves. He's very awkwardly weird defensively. Floyd, try to tag him up on the offense. When Floyd's going on the offensive, Pacquiao just be kind of bouncing with the punches. He's kind of riding with the punches. It's really weird to watch. And he's just so good at doing that. So it's not easy to really tag Pacquiao and get him knocked out because he's either riding a punch or he's, going with a punch. And then he could cock punch you while he's riding a punch. So that's the tricky thing about Pacquiao. I always say I think Pacquiao is the modern day southpaw version of Aaron Pryor. He could take a punch. He could box pretty good. Pryor's a better boxer, I would say, than Pacquiao still. Actually, no, because Aaron Pryor is more traditional. He's more traditional. That's the thing. I think that's what I should say. He do it more like how Floyd would do it, or how James Toney would do it. And he was very aggressive with it. He was short, so he had to be aggressive. But Pacquiao do it a little bit different. I think Pacquiao throws straighter shots. I think Pacquiao leaning a lot more. Pacquiao got some weirder combinations too. He has some weird combinations. Like he do a lead left followed by a right hook, which is, right hand, left hook. That's basically that version. But he would do like a lead left to the body, come over the top with the right. Yeah. Which is, again, that's not necessarily an awkward combination. It's just that, southpaw doing that. Because the inversion of that is simply a lead right to the body, hook over the top with, hook up with your left. Just right hand, left hook combination, just in different places. So, but what I noticed is over the weekends, and even with Pacquiao's fight, they try to pull their opponent's hands down by going to the body. So they drop their hands so they can catch them over the top. So I find very interesting. But yeah, Manny Pacquiao. Yeah, so Adrian Broner was talking about that. How, them guys, they're huge guys. I think he just saying that he not really as big as them dudes. So that's why he's going back down to 140 to fight those guys at 140, which would be good. Facing Ramirez or Hooker. I think Adrian Broner's a lot sharper than all them guys. He would do well in 140. Probably even win every match in 140 because he's strong. He's very strong. He's sharper than all those guys. Maurice Hooker. Ramirez is pretty strong, pretty sharp, but I still think that Adrian Broner beats Ramirez. I think he does damage. The other kid, what's his name? The other kid that he gonna be facing, I think it's Warrington. I think he better than all of them. Josh, is it Warrington? Another one. It's not Warrington. The other guys in the series who are champions. I think he beats all those guys. If he were to go down there, I think he would do that. Because I think he got the veteran experience. I think he's gonna be stronger than all of them. I think he's sharper than all of them. I think he has better defense than all of them. He just had to let his hands go. But I think he beats them all. I love to see it. So looks like he's gonna be campaigning at 140. Don't forget to smash the like button. If you like this channel, subscribe. Yeah, so I mean, Adrian Broner has done a remarkable job with bringing out fighters, good fighters. One of the fighters he couldn't fight tonight because his opponent pulled out from the fight. So it is what it is. But I'm looking forward to seeing where they go with Manny Pacquiao, where they go with Gervonta Davis, where they go with Gamboa. Gamboa has been in the business for a very long time, and he's finally benefiting and really making the proper money and everything. Again, Al Heyman is not a promoter. Lou DiBella promotes some of the fighters in the PBC. You see Lou DiBella in the zone. Finally, we hear these promoters like Eddie Hearn talking. And let me just say, everybody try to make Eddie Hearn into a villain. I'm going to defend Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn's not a villain. Yeah, sometimes he talks bullshit. Eddie Hearn talks a little crock of shit. But Eddie Hearn's probably the most sincere promoter out there. All right? And Eddie Hearn is working with Lou DiBella, and they're getting along just fine. And what I'm really basically saying is, look at the fights Eddie Hearn has been putting on. Eddie Hearn been putting on good fights. Maurice Hooker, which is Eddie Hearn's Eddie Hearn's fighter, lost to Ramirez. Eddie Hearn's not afraid to put on the great fight of his fighters. You know, I was listening to Get This Smoke talking about how they were trying to protect Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua got one of the best resumes out there for the amounts of fights he had. Deontay Wilder resume, I could start tearing that fucking shit apart, okay? I could destroy that resume, okay? If you're going to be hard on Anthony Joshua, then I got to be hard on Deontay Wilder. And Deontay Wilder ain't, for all them 40-something fights, he ain't fought fucking nobody. He ain't fought anybody, all right? Get the fuck, not even a world champion, until Bermain Stavern. Then he started fighting dudes who were contenders and shit, but we don't know who the fuck they are. You know what I'm saying? Some Eurobums, as they like to call them. He's facing Eurobum after Eurobum. I'm just saying, if you want to tear apart Anthony Joshua's resume and you want to really go in like that and stick him, then I'm going to stick Deontay Wilder's resume. And I'm not saying either guy has a bad resume. I'm just saying, if you're going to go in on one, you got to go in on the other, okay? So, for, you know, y'all making it sound like he fought somebody. He fought peoples. Anthony Joshua got a harder resume, a tougher resume than Wilder. Okay? Wilder don't got no Klitschko on his resume. You can say he tired or not. He ain't got no Klitschko on his resume. Wilder's marquee names are Luis Ortiz, right? Bermain Stavern, and Tyson Fury. That's it. So don't make it sound like he had 40-something fights to do that. Okay? All right? So don't make it sound like, you know, Wilder got this superior resume to Joshua. You being a fanboy if you're doing shit like that. Joshua at least fought Parker. Say what you want. Martin was a world champion and a southpaw. And he also fought Klitschko. Okay? Who else did he fight? Because and he fought Andy Ruiz. We got to put Andy Ruiz up there because he upset him. All right? So those are the names. He got more names in less fights than Deontay Wilder does. So for all of the other Wilder fans out there who be fanning it out, just remember, oh, you guys have been talking away. And I just had this thing on mute. I didn't know. Fuck, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Yes, man. No power boxelanos. Exactly. Shit. I'm. Oh wow. You guys really. Okay. Let me try and get to each one of you guys. Jackson the Hopeful says, "I want to see Tevin Farmer get smoked." Nah, I just want to see the fight. I don't really want to see him get smoked. Jackson the Hopeful says that Mayweather southpaw faced Jezreel Corrales. Corrales held the WBA super featherweight title, who he won from Takashi Uchiyama. Yeah. What's the kid's name though? Jezreel Corrales. Yeah, I know. What's his name? Yeah. Yes, I know. It went the distance, didn't it? Hold up. Let me see if I can. Chris Sam says, "What's good? What you need?" I'm good, man. Y'all need to do more lives. Yeah, man. Get the Smoke says, "Preach." All right, man. Why are they framing Dillian White? Shit, I don't know, man. They trying to. I feel it's, like you said, Wilder's supposed to be the franchise champion. They trying to. I don't know if they're trying to avoid Dillian White or what, but they're trying to smear him right now. Chris Evans says, "I said at the start of the year when Jacobs' fight was scheduled, I want to see winner favorite, but I didn't see it happening in 2019 or 2020. Fuck out of here, man." Chris Sam, no disrespect to you. I'm not saying it like I'm talking to you. I'm just saying these motherfuckers, man. Yeah. I know. I said Canelo would probably be facing Jacobs and Derevchenko in 2019 and Munguia and Golovkin for 2020. Golden Boy past actions points in that direction to me. Man, fuck Golden Boy. Chris Dam says, "What about Andre versus Golovkin?" Look, man. You tell me, Chris Dam, which is a bigger fight? Undisputed middleweight championship of the world or facing Golovkin? Golovkin's not a draw. Okay? He not a fucking draw. Okay? So why would I want to see Andre versus Golovkin when I could see Andre, which should happen, Andre versus Canelo? That's why I want to know. Why are you guys bucking so much? As fans, you said you want to see Canelo face Andre or Cello. All of a sudden you're making excuses. I don't want to hear that fucking shit. Don't misdirect it. We are focusing on a point. Canelo should face Demetrius Andre. It makes all the fucking sense in the world. He said he wanted to be undisputed champion at the end of 2019. Why the fuck he don't want to do it? That's what I'm asking. Why is everybody... I'm not even hearing Andre's voice. Andre, people speaking about Andre. Jackson the Hopeful, Broner versus Ramirez. Then he faces Prograis. Right. That's the guy I was talking about, Prograis. Prograis is good, but he looped his left too much. I think, actually, Broner would kick his ass. I think he kicks the ass of all of those guys. Danielle Mallory, is it that Florida, bro? Looks like it. Is that? No, this is not Florida, my bro. This is in the Caribbean. I'm in Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, it looked like Florida. Yeah. No power box Atlantis. Is Wilder ready to be awarded franchise champ like Canelo? Apparently, the way a WBC be moving. Apparently, bullshit. I could call bullshit on that shit. Danielle Mallory says, "Did you hear someone saying that Manny stepped on Thurman's foot when he knocked him out first? First of all, he didn't knock him out. Secondly, he did not step on his foot." Danielle Mallory said he did not. His is too far to be stepped on Thurman's foot. Yeah, I know. Thurman pivoted. He pivoted, and he was moving back this way, and Pacquiao saw the opportunity, cut the angle, went to his body, and then went over the top of his head. So that's what happened. I agree. No Power Box Lander says Golovkin is only a draw when you attach to Canelo. Absolutely. That's my point. Exactly. Chris Sam says, "I would rather see Andrade and Golovkin." No. That's crap, man. I don't want to see Andrade versus Golovkin when we got a unification bout where you could have the undisputed middleweight champion of the world against quality opposition. This is as good as it gets, man. You know, when I was playing it with Andy Ruiz, he hadn't defended his championship. So that's why I said Wilder versus Ruiz right now don't make much sense. It's supposed to be Ruiz. And besides, he has a contractual agreement to face. He has a contractual agreement to face. When you're looking at This guy proved himself. He faced, top 10 opposition in Solanke. Y'all can say what you want. He outclassed Solanke. Jacobs had a difficult time with Solanke. He just showed how good he was. He ready for Canelo because the way how he dealt with Solanke, even with damaged foot in the fight, showed he ready for Canelo. So let's see it. Let's see the Canelo versus Andre. Stop bucking. Stop bucking. As you fans stop bucking and looking like, oh, we need to see this and this and this. Fuck that. Fuck that. Daniel Malari says, ha ha ha. Okay, yeah, man. Progress needs to work on his defense. Yep. He trying, but he young. These are young fighters. Broner's experienced, proven. We all see at 140 weight class, he does a lot better, even though Mikey Garcia outboxed his ass. I want to see Andre versus Canelo. My bad. Oh. I agree with that one. Daniel Malari says, okay, I see. Get the Smoke says they're saying Ramirez stepped on Hooker's foot. KO makes it mute. They're saying Ramirez stepped on Hooker's foot. KO makes it mute. I don't know what the fuck they talking about. These fanboys, man, he knocked Hooker's ass out. That's just what happened. Y'all can say he stepped on his foot. Y'all can say all kinds of shit. I don't give a fuck. He knocked him out. Okay, that's fact. These fucking fanboys. I'm tired of them making excuses for a fighter. What the fuck? No power box Solanos. It's still a nice fight. I would enjoy Andre making GGG look silly, if not Nello unification. Yeah, but that's secondary. Like, we're not thinking about that. Undisputed, man. Against really good opposition. This looked good on Canelo's resume. Win, lose, or draw. It looked good. Because he didn't just become undisputed champion. You know what I'm saying? He fought guys who were names in the world of boxing. So, hell yeah. You know what I mean? Chris Sam, exactly. Golovkin is only a draw when attached to Canelo, like Trinidad was only a draw when he was attached to De La Hoya. There you go. Daniel Malari says, do you think Manny can beat Spence? Fuck yeah. Manny can do all kinds of things. Y'all know that by now. I counted him out many different times, and that motherfucker proved me wrong. So I'm not even going to try to say he can't beat Spence. The only thing I would say is because he's so old, he'll need time to recoup, heal up, etc. Errol Spence beat Sean Porter. There's a lot of ifs. This is boxing. I picked Maurice Hooker to beat Ramirez, right? Jose Carlos Ramirez. Ramirez knocked his ass out. Okay? So I learned my lesson. You go one fight at a time. You focus on the guy in front of you. We can talk about Gervonta Davis facing other guys now because those guys won their fights. So what's going to be the next fight? So it's okay to say that. But when it comes to like, you ain't faced your opponent yet, but you still talking about the future. You can't do that in boxing. Anything's possible. You got to stay focused on who you facing first. Chris Sam says, I get the smoke. They stepped on his foot in the 7th round. First of all, Jackson Hopper on the first knockdown. Well, it's possible. It's possible. But the thing about it is, all right, fair enough. But the thing about it is that he did stop his ass. That's the important thing. He did stop him, right? There ain't no two if or buts about that. And it was kind of like how Tank crashed Nunes. You know, was a rapid barrage of shots he came down on him with. And, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. He got stopped. I'm glad the referee stepped in. Chris Sam says stepping on his foot didn't matter. No, it didn't matter. I mean, come on now. I mean, no power. Yes, franchise champ is bullshit. And I believe Canelo is worthy of trusting him not to be a cherry picker. Yeah. What the fuck, man? Oscar De La Hoya. That motherfucker keep on fucking up shit. Anyways, Canelo need to face Demetrius Andre. That's what the polls showed. And it's not, again, you want to talk about quasi-scientific. Come on now, get the smoke. You know better than that. But that's what the polls showed. People want him to face either Demetrius Andre or Jamal Charlo. It makes sense. It's been brewing for years. All right, those guys been down in 154. You know, fuck Billy Joe Saunders. He had 168, like y'all was saying, even though he's a 160 pounder and he probably could make 160. And even if not, Demetrius Andrade could go up to 168 and face him, all right? But the point is, Canelo should face opposition that he said he was supposed to face before the year's over. He said he wanted to be undisputed before the year's over. He's saying that to fly in GGG's face because that's what GGG wanted to do, so he said. Yet he didn't want to face Demetrius Andrade recently to get a belt. So if I'm Canelo, I get all the belts, and then if you want to face, you want that GGG fight, face it. But don't tell me, oh, he got to face a mandatory now. Okay, so you telling me now, he couldn't get a Triple G fight, which is what DAZN was trying to push for anyway, all right? At the end of the day, he gonna face Derevyanchenko because he's a mandatory. That suddenly became important, okay? And Demetrius Andrade, which is the next biggest fight for DAZN, that's the next biggest fight for them. Because it's Canelo, 1, 2. It's undisputed middleweight championship of the world. All you motherfuckers saying it was not undisputed, it's undisputed, okay? So it's undisputed championship of the world. That's 2. Free. He gonna be facing a worthy opponent who is already well known and a 2-time world champion. You could say how much he ain't fighting nobody. You could say all that shit. But at the end of the day, he is the best option out there if you can't get a Triple G fight. There's nobody else. All right? There's nobody else. And y'all know this. Y'all know this. Jamal Charlo was across the pond, so that's going to be harder to make. This guy's right there in Matchroom, right there in the zone, all right, sitting down, all right, just looks spectacular according to y'all, not to me. I didn't find he was all that. I thought Solanke did pretty good. All right, Solanke solid. You said he did very well. You guys saying Solanke ain't nobody. Okay, you guys said that. So if you guys said that, then eat your fucking words, swallow shit, and let this fight happen. Cause Charlo didn't look good in his last fight. Y'all saying Demetrius Andrade looked better than Charlo in his last fight. Then why the fuck he ain't facing Canelo? Y'all can't dispute with me. Y'all can't argue with me. You know you ain't got nothing. Y'all got nothing. But y'all talking, suggesting, Andrade should face GG. GG didn't want no part of Andrade. Y'all know that already. GG turned down that fight to face Steve Rawls or whatever the fuck his name is, who's a nobody, literally a nobody. He turned down that fight to face Rawls. So he ducked Demetrius Andrade. So if he ducked Demetrius Andrade, all right, he ducked him. You gonna tell me he gonna face him now? Come on, man. And it looked like Canelo's ducking him too. I'm waiting so I could say it. I'm gonna say quack, quack, quack to Canelo. I ain't got a problem saying it because I like Canelo and everything, but he gonna duck Demetrius Andrade. That's what he would have done. And don't tell me about no mandatory. Oh, he got Derevyanchenko. No, fuck all that. He could pay off Derevyanchenko. All right, he could pay off Derevyanchenko. Give him that side money and do the unification. All right? So I don't want to hear that shit. Okay? That's the fight we should be seeing. Not like get this smoke talking about, oh, we need a unification now, and Andy Ruiz is obligated to have a rematch with Anthony Joshua. That's stupid. The man's obligated to have a rematch with Anthony Joshua. So we can't have a straight Andy Ruiz versus Wilder. No matter that they both PBC fighters. It can't happen. You fans say some really stupid ass things about things that really can't happen. And then things that can happen, y'all want to put it down and just look at everybody else. I look, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Are y'all fucked up in the head or something? Like, use logic, use reasoning. Understand what's going on. You know? Y'all is so contrary, man. Y'all fans. Y'all know goddamn well Andy Ruiz is tied down to the Anthony Joshua agreement. And it makes the most sense in the world for him to rematch Anthony Joshua at this time. He got Anthony Joshua business. He got to prove he a true champion by beating him again. Show that it's not a fluke. We know it's not a fluke, but the point is he got to do it again. And Anthony Joshua can prove he's a true champion by getting back his belts. So give me back my fucking belts. Racim Hackman him. Lennox Lewis knock out Racim Hackman. Racim Hackman his ass. And show him, hey. You had your little time in the sun. No, fuck you. You see? Come on, man, peoples. Y'all, man, I mean, come on, man. Y'all know boxing, man. Y'all know boxing. Don't be bullshitting like that. Be pussyfooting all around. Oh, Andre should face Golovkin. Get the fuck out of here. Golovkin ain't don't want no piece of Andre. Y'all know this. Munguia right now. They talking about some fucked up matchup with GGG and Jaime Munguia. Huh? More fuckery. You know what I'm saying? More fuckery. Right? All of a sudden, Canelo got a mandatory. He didn't have a mandatory after he faced Jacobs for the IBF title. No, now he got a mandatory. He was going to face Sergey Kovalev. But now he got a mandatory with Darren Franchenko. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. He want to face anybody and everybody but Demetrius Andre. That's what's up. They're so stupid. And you need to call a spade what it is. Y'all need to call a spade what it is. Y'all not being true fans. Y'all need to call a spade for what it is. Be like, what's up, Canelo? What's up, Canelo? Why you don't want to face this dude? And nobody's talking right now. Because y'all know I'm right. Because I am a real fucking fan. I ain't no fanboy. Alright? I called it on Floyd. I said, Berto? Really, Floyd? Berto? I ain't watching no fucking Berto fight. And I didn't. I ain't paying no fucking money to watch no Berto fight. Sorry. Because I'm real like that. I like Floyd. But I don't like him to the extent where I'm going to make excuses for fucking Berto. Okay? Conor McGregor, like other people said, that was an event. I'm being nice. That ain't no world-class boxing fucking match. It went on in BoxRec. Yeah. But we all know you don't count that as a win for Floyd. Yeah, it's 50-0. Yeah, no doubt it's 50-0. There's nothing you can do about that. Right? Guys in previous history fought less. Okay. But at the end of the day, if we being real, according to Floyd's standards, how the opposition he's faced in his career, that ain't no fucking fight. Shit. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. I'm just being real. Right? I've always been consistent and real in what I've been saying. So, whether you're a Floyd hater or you're a Floyd lover, you got to acknowledge that those last two fights were, and some people call them cherry picks, but they were not of the standard of what Floyd has faced. And Robert Guerrero fight, I think, is better than both of them. Because Robert Guerrero earned his spot. He earned his spot to get there. He beat Andre Berto. He made a splash. Just like Marcos Maidana did with Adrian Broner. Okay? They earned their spot. So you say what you want about Robert Guerrero. Y'all forgot what the Ghost looked like. Y'all forgot what the Ghost used to do. You may not have wanted to fight. It wasn't something you was looking forward to. But at the end of the day, you got to give Guerrero his props. He earned his spot. What did Berto do to earn his spot? Fuck out of here. What did Conor McGregor do in boxing to earn his spot? Nothing. He was just a big name in combat sports. He was the name in combat sports. All right? That's why he got there. I'm not saying he didn't work hard to get where he was at, but not in boxing. He did nothing in boxing to earn that. And this is boxing. Fair enough? Again, I always say things in a certain sort of way. You have to be really careful and listen to what I'm saying, because a lot of people would misquote me and say, oh, he earned things. He was the top of the combat. I said in boxing, motherfucker. I said in boxing. Listen. I dot my I's and I cross my T's. I don't just talk. You gotta pay attention to what I'm saying. A lot of people misinterpret or misquote me on a lot of shit. I dot my I's and cross my T's, my friend. I'm not just talking off the top of my ass, and I'm always talking context. A lot of you guys hear me say one thing and you take it and you go with it, and you forgot all the other stuff I was saying. So that the context in which I was talking, you don't get, because you busy trying to pick me apart, and you're not listening to the overall argument. You gotta pay attention. Yeah. So that's basically it. Reggie's Progress. That's the dude I was talking about. I think who's the other guy? It's 4 champions. It's Reggie's Progress. Now we got the unified champion with Jose Carlos Ramirez, but he fought Maurice Hooker. He was the third one. What's the fourth one? Who's the fourth champion in the super lightweight division? I forgot who it is. I know it was an English dude, but what is it? Is Josh Warrington? Josh Warrington? Who is it? I wonder why the zone is ducking the unification. They didn't approve. Who said they didn't approve that unification? Who said that? I want to see that. What article was that? I want to see another video of you teaching about pivoting. Sorry, don't. Yeah, pivoting. Sure, man. All kinds of pivots, like I said before, and there's all kinds of footwork and pivots you have. Oh God, there's a lot. There's a lot. You know, you can check out. Go check this out. There are drills on this shit, by the way. Go check out Eric Bradley's The Fight Doctor Master Boxing. Master Boxing. Go type in Master Boxing on YouTube. Type in pivoting, and Eric Bradley will show you more on that. If you don't want to look at Eric Bradley, you could also look at Precision Striking. Precision Striking. Go to that YouTube channel. Type in pivoting, and it'll show you all kinds of fucking pivots. And you have to understand the rhythm, the footwork with rhythm. It's all about footwork and rhythm. All right. Keith Thurman did a pivot and then he got tagged. So it's all about your timing as well. There's a lot to it. So Daniel Malari, if you want to know more about pivoting, you can go there. There's a bunch of other channels that do with pivoting. You know, I got them in my subscription. You can check them out. Fran Sands is one of them. We have Carrie Williams. She does the basics on pivoting. You got there's a lot of them. You should just looking in there and you'll see some of them there. I can't remember a lot of them off the top of my head. World Class Boxing. Dude, if you want to box as well, that's great. You know what I'm saying? No Pal Boxalana says, meanwhile, Loeffler and Golovkin relentlessly at Walmart searching for another No Pal Boxalanos. Oh, man, for real, dude. For real. That shit really annoys me. Previous Strong says, E Styles Boxing says Canelo got dominated by GGG jab. Yeah, he got dominated so much he messed up GGG's face. Yeah, in 2 fights. Yeah, man. Machine Gun Funk. What do you got for Canelo versus Derevyanchenko if it happens? First of all, fuck that fight, and I don't want to see it happen. Sorry, Machine Gun Funk, but I'm not even gonna let the idea of that fight happen. In my mind, it's all about Canelo versus Demetrius Andrade. That motherfucker could jump high, jump low. At the end of the day, he gotta face Demetrius Andrade at the end of this year. Fuck Derevyanchenko. You know? And fuck the IBF too. They can strip him if they want. But he should face what counts. Like how Lennox Lewis said, fuck that belt. And he went and he faced the guy who he thought was the best opponent. You know? Fuck them. Fuck the IBF. That's what I said it. Daniel Malari. Okay, thanks. Canelo did it before. He took the WBC belt and he just threw it and said, fuck you, WBC. Fuck you. And they had respect for him. They make him franchise champion now. He needed to do the same thing to the IBF. Say, fuck y'all. I'm facing Demetrius Andrade and going face for Demetrius Andrade. That's what he needed to do. Canelo is the man. He called the shots. Fuck y'all. Y'all need him for your sanctioning fees and to be prominent. You need Canelo. You need him. You understand? So at the end of the day, I'm not even entertaining the notion of Derevyanchenko versus Canelo. You done already know Canelo won that fight. He gonna knock Derevyanchenko down at least once. Okay? If Daniel Jacobs, if Danny Jacobs can knock his ass down, Canelo can knock his ass down. In fact, his ass got knocked down by the last opponent he faced. All right. And I'm not saying he's not a good fighter and all that shit. I'm just saying I don't need to see that fight. I know how it plays out. Okay. I don't need to see that fight. Maybe he pulls an upset. Great for Derevyanchenko. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I don't need to see that fight. That's not the fight that's burning inside of me to see. So I don't need to see it. IBF pushing their stupid ass out there and say, hey, look, my mandatory. That motherfucker had a chance at the IBF title against Daniel Jacobs. He came up short. Okay? So we don't need to see that shit again. Y'all, IBF like, run it back with Derevyanchenko again. Run it back. All right? How many times he gonna get a shot at the title? How many times? Now I'm saying he earned his spot, but right now we need a new fresh face. We need to see Canelo fight somebody fresh. Somebody, y'all already disrespected Solanke after Demetrius Andre beat him comprehensively. Y'all disrespected him because they win 80 rounds, right? So what do you all do to Derevyanchenko after Canelo knock his ass out? What do you all disrespect him to? Get the fuck out of here, man. I don't need to see that shit. I don't need to see it. I told y'all, I don't need to see no fucking Kovalev fight. I don't need to see no GGG. That's a run it back, a GGG fight, okay? It been exploited multiple times. Kovalev got holes. It been exploited multiple times. All right? GGG got fucking holes. You know, if he dominated Canelo with the jab, like D was saying, he dominated him with the jab, right? He dominated him with the jab, right? Then why the fuck was he getting tagged up? Why was Canelo landing all them fucking combinations on him? He dominated Canelo with a jab. That's like saying Floyd dominated Marcus Maidana with his boxing skills. We all know, but he didn't do it in the verse. So what the fuck are you? What the fuck is these styles? See, these styles, you see, these guys, everybody got their bias. Right? Everybody got their bias in life. All right? But don't tell me GGG, he landed more jabs. But most of those were jabs. If he dominated his ass with the jab, that means he set up for power shots. That means he had Canelo on the off foot. That means he off put Canelo with the jab. So Canelo wasn't coming in and doing what he needed to do on him. He couldn't land the punches that he needed to land on him because he was dominating him. He controlled him. He schooled him. Right? That shit did not happen. Y'all even say it was a close fight, the second fight, which means that shit didn't happen. So he did not dominate Canelo with no fucking jab. Why the fuck is he fans talking all this? This is simple boxing, man. This is boxing. Come on, man. Stop talking shit. Stop it. So I don't want to see no fucking Derevyanchenko. I don't want to see that. You got an undisputed championship just one fight away, and we talking about this shit. We talking about defending ourselves against a non-titleist who already got dropped by two other people and beaten by one. Derevyanchenko brings to the table that Demetrius Andre brings stuff to the table. He the perfect opponent. He's undefeated. The motherfucker, we don't know the formula to beat his ass. He just made Solanke, according to you guys, not me. I don't agree. But you guys, he made him look like a fool. Okay? That's according to you guys, not me. I didn't see it that way. All right? I thought Solanke was solid. I thought Solanke was landing some lead rights on his ass. I thought he couldn't do what he wanted. He couldn't land like he wanted to land on Solanke. He was winning the rounds, yeah, but Solanke was very competitive. A little bit one-dimensional with his offense, but defensively he was sound. That's my personal opinion. All right? But you guys said, oh, he dominated Solanke. Then that means Solanke's not on his level, which means he could face a Canelo. That's what you just basically said. That's what you basically said. So I don't hear no shit from none of y'all. Y'all dug your own hole, your own grave. I didn't do that. Right? So you can't back out now and be talking about, oh yeah, Demetrius Andre, maybe he should fight Golovkin when Golovkin don't want to face him. All right? We all know that. And apparently, Canelo don't want to face him either. So I guess he's going to have to go back to fighting Billy Joe Saunders. He might have to go up to 160, face Billy Joe Saunders, and maybe then those guys, well, no, I don't think they'll ever want to face him. Okay? Because they're ducking the shit out of him and Charlo. All right, Canelo be ducking Charlo and him. I'm using the word ducking now because that motherfucker became franchise champion. What the fuck is that? And still ain't picking Charlo, right? Okay, the excuse is Charlo's with PBC. He out there. All right, so fair enough. Charlo's out of the question. Okay? We ain't gonna talk about Charlo because he was PBC. Okay, just like how Terrence Crawford, he's with Top Rank. Okay, fine. But Demetrius Andre, what is your excuse for him? Demetrius Andre was with Natural, with the Zone. He got a belt. You talk about being undisputed, and then your motherfucking ass ain't talking about him at all. And this is the for you face him. Get the fuck out of here. You can't. It's not a fucking duck. It's a duck. Oh, it's a mandatory IBF. You pay step aside money. You step aside his ass and then face Demetrius Andre. Y'all know this is doable. Whatever they want to do in boxing, they do. And if he wants to get his ass stripped, then he get his ass stripped. Strip him on the IBF. Fuck that. I want to face the best possible opponent. That's what the fuck they should be doing. So I don't want to hear nothing. I don't hear Demetrius Andre in Canelo's mouth. I don't hear Demetrius Andre in Oscar De La Hoya's mouth. I heard it in Eric Gomez's mouth once. That's how we considered Demetrius Andre, and no more. Okay? So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear. The man is sitting right in front of Canelo. Not even Eddie Hearn saying shit. Why? Oh, that fight don't make sense. But Derevyanchenko makes sense? Get the fuck out of here. You telling me being the undisputed champion of the world don't make no fucking sense, but defending against a no fucking body who been dropped twice in his last 2 fights, that makes sense. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. You fanboys, get the fuck out of here. I'm a Canelo fan, but I ain't no fucking fanboy. Get the fuck out of here. Machine Gun Funk, who do you think is to blame for Boo Boo and Canelo not happening? I never said it's not happening. It's gonna happen. And I feel it's gonna happen this year. That's what I said. And watch and see. Watch and see. You know? And Derevyanchenko is PBC. Oh my God. Get this smoke. You are the man. The man. Oh fuck. So he can face Derevyanchenko for the IBF title, but he can't face Jamal Charlo. What the fuck is going on? Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man. Man, fuck Canelo. And he got to face Demetrius Andre. He got to face Demetrius Andre. End of story. All right? Fucking franchise champions can't face Jamal Charlo. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here. He got to face Demetrius Andre. And we as fans need to make sure he does that at the end of this year. All right, because he not only ducks Demetrius Andre, but what you basically saying he ducking Jamal Charlo too. That's what you basically saying. If he takes the Derevyanchenko fight, which is a step down, Jamal Charlo is the regular fucking champion, but I'm gonna face Derevyanchenko, okay, at the IBF. Then get the fuck he ducked Jamal Charlo and Demetrius Andre because they're better fighters than Derevyanchenko. You know that, I know that, we all know that. All right, because they've been world champion. All right, and okay, Jamal Charlo is not the real world champion. Canelo is, but he 2-time world champion. He's 2-time world champion in 2 weight classes, right? Demetrius Andre is 2-time world champion in 2 weight classes, right? So Demetrius Andre is not a world champion, 1, so he's not as accomplished. He tried, he failed, right? Right? Okay. His best competition today is Daniel Jacobs, okay? Jamal Charlo's best competition today, you take your pick. Cornelius Bundridge, J-Rock, who is right now the unified 154 champion, okay? So, you know, and then he fought a tough guy in, what's the guy's name? Cora Buff, okay? He fought that tough guy too, okay? He's not a tough guy now, but he used to be a tough guy when he faced Andy Lee, okay? Right? Okay. You look at Demetrius Andre, right? Demetrius Andre fought Varner, who was supposed to face Jamal Charlo, and Solanke. Solanke and Derevyanchenko, in my opinion, are on the same level. Derevyanchenko is an inside fighter more. Solanke, they're both technical fighters. You know, Derevyanchenko's called the technician. Solanke's called can't remember what he's called. Good, solid boxers. Good defense, you know, solid offense. You know, textbook sort of stuff. European fighters, right? Got slickness, got some skill. All right. Andre did a better performance than Danny Jacob did against Solanke. All right. At the end of the day, I'm going to face a Solanke-like guy in Derevyanchenko instead of facing Demetrius, who's proven he's levels above that, or Jamal Charlo, who's proven he's a world champion now twice. Not it's a paper champion with Canelo, but hey, he should be next in line to face Canelo. I stuttered in my mind for a couple seconds. All right, Pacquiao was the paper champion. He now the real champion. You know what I'm saying? So I mean that was WBA, but this is WBC. But at the end of the day, that's what we talk about. Interim champion supposed to face the champion in the WBC, right? That's what's supposed to happen. So we get that one champion. Okay. So at the end of the day, it's bullshit. I cry bullshit on that shit. And all you got to do as fans is just keep put pressure on Canelo. Y'all need to tell him who you want to face. That's why I'm so vociferous, because I know it ain't done. It's not a done deal. Okay, it's not a done deal that he faced Derevyanchenko. It wasn't a done deal that he faced Sergey Kovalev, and that shit fell apart fast. And right now, that motherfucker don't want to face nobody to the end of this year, and he just want to face GGG next year. That's what that motherfucker really trying to do. He not fighting to face Demetrius Andre, which to me is really pissing me off. Okay, it's pissing me off. I'm pressing for it. I don't care. I'm pressing for the Demetrius Andre fight, because this motherfucker, almost every fight I called, he was gonna face Danny Jacobs. Everybody was like, nah, he ain't gonna face Danny. He faced Danny Jacobs, and he whooped his ass. Okay. And if he could beat Danny Jacobs, he fucking hell could beat Demetrius Andre. I don't know how he's going to do it, but he's going to do it. All right? And so my thing is this. You know, if you're going to face Demetrius Andre, all right, face it. You know what I'm saying? This is the perfect time, you know. And he is the guy which, when you talk about risk versus reward, he got the lowest risk versus reward. Jamal Charlo, you got nothing to benefit from it, because you're not going to earn nothing. You're not getting nothing from him. With Demetrius Andre, you're getting the WBO title, and you're getting the undisputed championship. Okay? You're going to be highly decorated. And you could say you're one of the only Mexican fighters ever in the history of boxing to win the middleweight championship with 4 belts. That's never happened before. And then since, Jermaine Taylor, is it? Since Jermaine Taylor, nobody has had 4 belts as undisputed middleweight champion of the world. He'll make history. That fucking fight is going to get him subscriptions and subscribers. He'll get back into the #1 pound for pound list. I mean, he'll be #1 pound for pound fighter of the world. He and Manny Pacquiao are going neck and neck right now. Manny Pacquiao is #1 pound for pound fighter in the world right now, off of his win over Keith Thurman. So he gonna go neck and neck with Manny Pacquiao for the #1 pound for pound status. That's just what will go on. And so that motherfucker need to make big moves if he wanted to be, you know, not only the cash cow of boxing, because he's competing with Manny Pacquiao to being cash cow. He right now is, and Pacquiao making a big surge. That's why Pacquiao said, "I'm gonna face the winner of Errol Spence and Sean Porter. He ain't gonna face no Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford ain't done shit in the welterweight division yet. He gonna face Sean Porter because Sean Porter faced Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia. All right, Keith Thurman, who he beat. All right, Danny Garcia, who was beaten by Thurman. So I'm just saying, you know, he did that, and now he facing Errol Spence. He got the most decorated right now welterweight resume in the current era of welterweights. Right now, Sean Porter has it. Okay, he also faced Kell Brook. Okay, Pacquiao ain't faced Kell Brook. Pacquiao hasn't faced Errol Spence. You know. He hasn't faced Danny Garcia. You know, when you look at it again, listen to me with the context. In the present era, Sean Porter's got the most decorated resume of all of them. So he fought all the top guys so far. Didn't beat all of them, but he fought all of them and gave them all tough fights. Okay, so he's gonna be facing Errol Spence next. You know, and then maybe he'll be ending up facing Pacquiao next, and then maybe he faces Terrence Crawford next. Who knows? But he gonna have all the top welterweights under his belt. He'll face all of them by the time his career's up. That for sure. Sean Porter be doing it, okay? And then Errol Spence has faced Kell Brook, okay? And Errol Spence has faced that's it in terms of top tier guys. So Errol Spence about to face Sean Porter as the second top tier welterweight that he's faced in the division. Mikey Garcia was not a top tier welterweight; he was a lightweight. Okay. He also faced, he also faced Lamont Peterson and stopped him. Lamont Peterson wasn't a unification bout because Lamont Peterson was a regular champion with the WBA. And as we all know, regular champions do not do unifications. All right? They have to give up their regular championship belt. and that's just the way that how boxing goes. You know. All right, let me see what you guys are saying here. The Boxing Junkie, shout out to you, man. Yeah, I'm sure you enjoyed the night of fights with Javante Davis. I'm sure you got your money's worth. I thought it was an enjoyable card. Shout out to you, man. Keep boxing alive, bro. You know, you're a real one. He a real one. He actually box. He giving me tips too. Get this smoke. There's no way it's time for the IBF mandatory. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And you know what's the irony of the situation? The irony of the situation is that Jamal Charlo, the WBC mandatory for Canelo Alvarez. So do you understand the language? This is what makes it so fucking up. It's so fucked up. You're not facing Jamal Charlo, who was mandatory before Derevyanchenko, but you're gonna face Derevyanchenko, and both are PBC fighters. You know what I'm saying? And clearly, the more accomplished dude is Jamal Charlo, right? He literally earned his spot to be mandatory, but you're gonna face Derevyanchenko, who nobody knows the fuck about. I mean, we know he faced Daniel Jacob, but other than that, nobody knows him like that. You know, they don't know him like that. So what the fuck is that? Bucks and Junkie, Machine Gun Funk. I like the name and the song. What up? Get the smoke. I see you. Yeah, man. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you once again. The Bucks and Junkie. Right. Get the smoke. Algieri. What about Algieri? On Spence's record. What? Algieri wasn't a welterweight. He came up from super lightweight. We're talking about welterweights, man. We're talking about welterweights. Okay. Algieri, but Algieri was what? What was Algieri? Like Danny Garcia was an undisputed super lightweight or junior welterweight who had fought names. Like Danny Garcia, and was undefeated. You know, when we talk about Danny Garcia, you know, we gotta put him in the category with Terrence Crawford. In fact, I think Danny Garcia and Terrence Crawford are on the same level. Honestly, I'm real with you. If Danny Garcia would have become undisputed light welterweight or junior welterweight champion if he had that kind of competition that Terrence Crawford had. See? Because Danny Garcia fought legend. Let me show you Danny Garcia's resume at super lightweight, because y'all need to understand and respect Danny Garcia. A lot of people don't respect Danny Garcia. You know, they just at super lightweight. Terrence Crawford didn't do that at super lightweight. It's just what it is. Let me show you guys. Hold up a second, right? You know what? I don't know if I have internet. Fuck. Hold on a second. I just gotta make a hotspot for a second, okay? Hold on. Errol Spence, Chris Algieri, no. Okay. You can't put Chris Algieri. You know, all right, I did put Lamar Pearson. That's because he was a long reigning super lightweight world champion, and then he went up to welterweight and he won a welterweight championship title. It was a paper championship title, but still it was a championship title. Danny Garcia, you know, he was the unified super lightweight champion, and then he moved up to welterweight and he won the WBC title. See, from Robert Guerrero, right? And for the vacant title. So that's why we talking about Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia was a world champion at welterweight. Chris Algieri never was a world champion at welterweight, okay? Never was. Amir Khan never was. We don't mention those guys. We're talking about guys who were at the top tier and they were world champions. Danny Garcia was one. Until Keith Thurman beat him for the unification. Okay? Danny Garcia's still up there without, you know, he shows that he belongs in the top guys. You know, Chris Algieri, no. Fuck no. You can't equate Chris Algieri to Danny Garcia. You can't equate Chris Algieri to Lamont Peterson. You can't equate Chris Algieri to I'm thinking about other guys who started off but they weren't in welterweight. I'm trying to think of another one. I can't think of any more right now. Right? Guys may have started off at super lightweight, but that doesn't mean that they were extremely good super lightweights to start with, and then secondly, you know, they went up and they actually won some kind of version of a title at welterweight. You know, Lamont Peterson won but Jamal Charlo has right now, you know, the regular championship. You know, Erislandy Lara had that at super welterweight. So no, Spence, don't inflate Spence record to try and make Spence into something he's not. Come on, guys, let's be real. Spence didn't face nobody like that. He faced Kell Brook, okay? He faced Kell Brook and he faced Lamont Peterson. Those are his two best, most accomplished guys. They ain't nobody else. Get the Smoke says, I wasn't comparing Garcia to Algieri. I was wondering if you considered him top tier welterweight. Who? Algieri? Fuck no. No. Why would I consider Algieri top tier welterweight? Why? What has Algieri done to make me think so? Beat American? American ain't in the top 10. American doesn't even face the top 10. Van Herdeen? No. What is Van? Come on. Van Herdeen, no. No. You joking, man. You joking. Come on. Errol Spence has faced two legitimate guys who you could say at welterweight were not only top tier, but they accomplished quite a lot. That would be Lamont Peterson and Kell Brook. Kell Brook was actually the top welterweight in the welterweight division when he beat him. Was he still the top? I think he still was. He got beaten by Triple G, but I think he still was the top welterweight in the welterweight division, and he proved that when he was fighting Errol Spence. And then, of course, Lamont Peterson was the regular WBA champion. Keith Thurman was the super champion. And when he faced him, he had to give up his regular title and face Errol Spence, right? And Lamont Peterson was, you know the history of Lamont Peterson. He's been a world champion at super lightweight for a very long time as well. IBF, I think it is. So, that's why those are names. Those are real names. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm talking about. That's it for Errol Spence, really. And Terrence Crawford ain't faced nobody yet at welterweight. Of course, he faced some good names on the come up to welterweight. He faced some good names. Gamboa was a great name because Gamboa, let's be real here, that's not Gamboa's weight class he was fighting in. They moved Gamboa up to lightweight to face Terrence Crawford, which again Top Rank just fucked him over. They did that to Guillermo Rigondeaux as well. They fucked Guillermo over. They should try to do that to Tank Davis. See what happens. Fucking Tank would mess up Lomachenko. He would. There's certain guys I know would just destroy Lomachenko. Mikey Garcia and Gervonta. I know that. I know. First, I know. I'm not sure about Teofimo. Teofimo don't look like he can handle a Lomachenko so far. That's just my opinion. He don't look that way. He talk. He good at talking, but if you notice, Gervonta don't talk much and Mikey don't talk much, right? They let their hands do the talking. I think Mikey butchers Lomachenko, knocks him the fuck out. Yeah, Lomachenko has not been knocked out, but he has been dropped. And I think that Gervonta just too sharp, just got too many tools. His footwork is just on point. He don't just use defense. He changes it up. He can walk you down. He can do so many different things in that ring. He doesn't just depend on his power, and he got fucking power at the same time. I think Gervonta kills him. I think Gervonta knocks him out. Them two guys. I could be wrong, but Lomachenko gonna have to prove that to me. Gamboa was at lightweight for a year before Crawford fight. Yeah, a year of doing nothing. You forgot he wasn't fighting. He was just on the shelf. That was his first fight he got. You forgot about that. Man, you guys have short memories. Gamboa wasn't doing shit. You saw when Gamboa had to go and face Crawford, how his face looked. He looked sad. He looked like he was going to a funeral. His own. He's a super featherweight. He's fighting back down at super featherweight and he's doing his thing. He's a super featherweight champion. He's not no lightweight champion. It's amazing how they say, oh, Lomachenko, he can't go up to super lightweight. Super lightweight's too big for him, but it wasn't too big for Guillermo Rigondeaux. when he had to face Lomachenko at lightweight, coming up from super bantamweight, and lightweight wasn't too big for Gamboa, even though his most comfortable weight is super featherweight. I mean, come on, man. Why the double standards? Fuck out of here, man. That's why I say the fuck. It's not because of you on what you said. It's just the things that circulate, and we know that a lot of you guys are just echoing what somebody else put out there as an excuse, And the strange thing about it is Pacquiao's arm was messed up for the Floyd Mayweather Jr. fight, right? His arm was messed up for the Floyd Mayweather Jr. fight. That's a handicap for him. Never mind, he'd been fighting at welterweight forever, and he had sensational knockout. He knocked down Twisted Algieri 6 times the fight before. He had a mess up arm all then, right? And he aggravated it in training, according to Freddie Roach. And then when the night of the fight came, Pacquiao said he injured it in the 4th round, throwing that flurry of punches to Mayweather. Even though there was no sign of him letting up with that punch, because he tagged Mayweather with that punch both in the 6th and the 8th round. But hey, whatever, right? So people are willing to listen to that bullshit. And he's talking about swimming in the sea and all kinds of shit. And he did his surgery. I call bullshit and everything. Okay, he had a long-standing injury he always had. All right, Andre Ward had a long-standing injury with his hand. All right, but everybody say Andre Ward boring. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying there's a double standard in fucking boxing. There's a double standard in boxing, right? People want to defend the fighters they like. And there's nothing wrong with that if you're basing it on facts and not excuses. All right? That's the thing. Yuriorkis Gamboa, okay? The dude don't even fight at lightweight. He wasn't fighting at lightweight, and he was out of boxing for a long time. He couldn't get no fight, right? His fight fell through with Mike Garcia, if you guys remember, right? And then everybody was angry with him for that. And so when they get the Terrence Crawford fight, where he signed up for, everybody was like, yeah, Terrence Crawford will lynch him. Terrence Crawford obviously was bigger than Gamboa in that fight. And Gamboa was outboxing his ass for the first 4 rounds. Okay? It is what it is. Now, does that mean that Gamboa, we should be mad at mad at Terrence Crawford for that fight? No. Gamboa signed the dotted line. I'm just saying that's not his weight class. All right? And so far he's proven me right, because at lightweight, he wasn't stopping nobody at lightweight. It's when he goes down to super featherweight, he's knocking out Rocky Martinez. Okay? He's back to his Gamboa ways. All right, so clearly that's not a weight class he's really supposed to be in. Right? When Nonito Donaire went up in weight and faced what's his name and got knocked out, that wasn't no weight class Nonito Donaire was supposed to be in. Nonito Donaire is a bantamweight, super bantamweight. That's what he is. All right, so that's all I'm saying. All right, and you can know that simply by the way how the guy performs at a high weight class. You realize, okay, that's about it. He can't go no further, right? Everybody talking about Lomachenko. Everybody backing up Lomachenko. Everybody defending Lomachenko. I'm not saying he's not a good fighter. He's a good fighter. But don't be saying that about Lomachenko. Then you make it give him a rig and now come up to Lomachenko's thing 2 weight classes up. Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. The dude was already small super bantamweight. He was really a bantamweight. You're going to make him jump all the way up to lightweight and face, and then when he stops, you say, oh, he quit. The motherfucker realized this ain't making no fucking sense. So he stopped. And he done already old as fuck. Man, finally Al Heyman took him on. I'm glad. He can fight whoever he wants at super bantamweight. Not whoever he wants. I mean, top guys, man. It was nice talking to you guys this morning. I hope I covered all the topics. I don't know if there's another topic I'm missing. You guys can see the topics. What do you think? What topic did I miss? I missed any topics? If I missed any topics that in the title, I may have to change the title. But peace to you guys, man. Boxing, man, boxing. You gotta love the sport, man. You gotta love the sport of boxing. But that was the last night's fight recap. I talked about the WBC franchise champions. I talked about how fucked up it is that Canelo ain't facing Demetrius Andrade, and those people who don't agree with me, you got to be out of your mind. It's an undisputed championship at stake. You know, you gonna duck that for what? I was angry when Floyd didn't face Kell Brook for the undisputed championship, even though he had been stripped of the WBO. WBO been playing the ass for the longest while though. I mean, Floyd didn't pay no sanctioning fees, but still, you gonna strip him for that? Man is an ambassador for the fucking sport. You gonna strip him? Man, fuck y'all. Just to give Timothy Bradley or whoever. Man, fuck out of here. Bug fucking Aram. Anyways, I don't want to say no more. I've said enough. You guys have a good one. I'm gonna catch y'all guys later. Hopefully the hangout, Mr. Boxing Librarian, he should do a hangout with me today so we can go through what he said and he can realize and backstep and see how much shit he's talking. Oh, that was the other topic. I already covered it. Yeah, Boxing Librarian. Yeah, because he talks shit, man. And when you talk stupidness, I'm going to let you know you're talking stupidness. It's just what it is. I ain't mad at you, you know, but if you're talking shit, I'm going to tell you you're talking shit. I am not the be-all and end-all of boxing. I don't have all knowledge and all that. I talk shit myself sometimes, and you guys should call me out on it. But other than that, shit, you talking nonsense, man. You want to try and behave like you could do somebody something. Get the fuck out of here. I'm just saying. I know get the fuck out of here is kind of popular, but I say that. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying that if you know you talking nonsense, you padded. Don't even bother to talk it to me, okay? Right? Because I'm not one of them people who's such a fan of somebody that I'm going to defend them by talking rubbish, okay? I know when I'm talking foolishness, and at this point, this is not a point in time, in my opinion, to be talking foolishness in boxing, right? If you can prove me wrong, prove me wrong. I ain't no problem. I'm here to learn. You know? All right, man. So you guys have a good one. I didn't get my exercise workout in. I just realized that. I went out to get an exercise workout. I only did a few things. Shit. I got to go do it at least inside the house. I got to drink some more water. My lip is still dry. I have problems with hydration. Bad problems. My hands are dry. My feet are dry. My lips are dry. My tongue is dry. My mouth is dry. My eyes are dry. I go to take a dump in the toilet. I shoot out rocks. Fucking stool is dry. That's not good. You know, for your whole entire body, your kidneys, your organs. You could get diseases because of that shit. My stomach gives problems because I'm so dry. So I have to go drink a lot of water. And do you guys find that the weather is changing? Like the days are getting hotter, in my opinion. You know, the weather's getting more extreme, man. So, you know. But yeah, that's my take on it. It looks like it's gonna rain. So we'll have to rain today. Boxing, man, motherfucking boxing, man. How many of you guys actually going to start training? And maybe you won't actually go into an actual fight or actual bout, but you're going to train. If you guys going to train, man, just let me know. Send some footage and some videos of yourself training. I'm trying to send some footage of you of me training. And in fact, I think my next video, that's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna show you guys what I do in my sets training, and then I'm going to show you what I do in terms of drills, footwork drills, and also sparring. And if you guys want to see a little bit more of that in a much more professional way, you can go to the following channels: Master Boxing, Precision Striking, Gary Williams, Fran Sands. All of these are channels. World Class Boxing. There's another guy, I forgot his name, but whenever I remember his name. All right. If you want good, unbiased commentary on boxing, those same channels, as well as you can look at a guy called Troy Killer Entertainment. I think Get the Smoke knows him. And of course, the Boxing Monkey. He don't talk boxing that much these days, but he also is also the Boxing Voice. The Boxing Voice, they have a little tournament going on. It's called Border Wars. That shit out. They are actually facing, and other people from the public are actually entering to boxing matches and facing off with one another. So check that shit out. Listen, man, live, breed. If you're going to live, breed boxing, live, breed boxing. For real. Don't be just talking the shit. Do it. All right, man. I'm out of here. Peace.